Hello, boys and girls, it's Miss Emma, and I'm reading Mr. Brown Can Moo, Can You? By Dr. Seuss, with Sam the Spelling Dog.
Good morning, Sam. We're going to read this book today. We're going to read Mr. Brown. I know you want to read it as well. Get your nose out of the way. Mr. Brown can moo. Can you? Can you moo, Sam? No, I think you go woof, don't you? You go woof, woof. Woof, woof. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Okay, we're going to read the story. You're such a happy dog. Mr. Brown, cut-atten, moo, cut-atten, you. Mr. Brown can moo, can you? Mr. Brown can moo, can you? Who heard the ooh? Let me see if you can hear it again. Mr. Brown, I didn't hear ooh there, did you? Mr. Brown can moo, can you? And I think if we code map this and we think which are the picture for the sounds, now the only reason I'm writing on this book is because we can rub it out. So don't ever write on a book without checking. No, it's not for eating, Sam. No, it's not for eating. Sam, move your nose. Yeah, you, move your nose. Sam, you can smile all you want, but get away from my pen. Okay. Ooh. Can you ooh? So the two pictures of ooh there are this one and this one. Ooh, ooh. Different letters, but ooh, ooh. Oh, Sam, go that way, go that way, go that way. Okay, so Dr. Seuss's book of wonderful noises. Now, if you're playing Speech and Detective, you'd look here and think, ooh, is that an ooh again? Like that one. I don't think we're going to do much reading done, are we, Sam, if you're there? Especially if you're going to lick off the sound picks. Right, so we would look at that and think, is that the same ooh? Because look, it's in here, look. But listen, Dr. Seuss, oh, I can hear an ooh. Dr. Seuss's book. So here, that's a picture for oh. So here is an ooh, and here is an oh. Look, look, has the same one. Ooh, oh, look, and book. So here's a sound pick, but for here is an ooh, and here's an oh.
So if we take the pictures of the sound oh, here are the sound picks, the pictures of the speech sound oh. Take the pictures of the speech sound ooh, and here are the pictures. All the pictures we found for the speech sound ooh. We actually look at high frequency sound picks for the oh and ooh in the SSP yellow code level. Book and moon. And you can also investigate them using the Spelling Cloud poems. Here's the one for ooh, which is a good way of remembering it when you look at two O's together. Ooh. Ooh, said Blue Cuckoo, back and forth he flew. Do you like this super clock, and do you like my shoe? No, I don't, said Bobby Cook, but could you grab a boot? I need to put one through the sieve to make my boot juice soup. Ooh.
So whilst I'm reading it, I want you to listen for the ooh and tell me when you can hear it. Sam, I think you might need to move your tail. Thank you, honey. Yes, you might need to move your tail. You might need to move your tail. Okay, so, oh, the wonderful sounds Mr. Brown can do. Who heard it? Do. So which is the picture for ooh there? It must be the O. Let's have a look. Speech Sound Detectives, it's there. It's there, and you could record it on your Speech Sound Detective book, couldn't you? So if you're looking at the ooh cloud, you can now record. Just check that's in the speech sound cloud for ooh, and if it's not, you've discovered a new one. Oh, the wonderful sounds Mr. Brown can do. He can sound like a cow. He can go moo moo. So we've got ooh ooh. We know that one. So we've got two different pictures for ooh there. One there and one there. One's got one O and it's still a picture for ooh. And here's two O's and it's still a picture for ooh. Because we don't go moo ooh. We go moo moo. Rub them off. That's why these books are so wonderful. And he's saying moo. He can sound like a bee. Mr. Brown can buzz. How about you? Can you go buzz, buzz? Buzz. Let's see if there's an ooh in there. He can sound like a bee. Mr. Brown can buzz. How about you? You! There's an ooh there, look. You! The O-U. So we check our cloud. Oops, sorry, mister. So we check our cloud and check if that O-U is in the ooh cloud. And if it isn't, we'd add it in. Let's rub it off. He can sound like a cork. Pop, 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 pop. He can sound like horse feet. Clop, clop, clop. You can have a look at the difference there. Pop, clop. They sound kind of the same, don't they? They sound similar. Pop, clop. And there's a p. I can hear p-op, p-op. Pop at the beginning, pop at the end. But here we've got clop. We've just got one p sound at the end. So what is the picture for the p sound at the end of clop? It's two p's, isn't it? So here it's p-op. And here it's clop. Because we don't say clop, p-p. Clop, clop, clop. I don't think I heard an ooh. So let's turn the page. That's what we'll do. He can sound like a rooster. Ooh, he can sound like a rooster. So what's the picture for ooh in there? It's the... I need a cameraman. It's a ooh with two O's. Ooh. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Look, it's the same one. Ooh, 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 ooh. There's three pictures of ooh there on that page, and they're all the same one. He can sound like an owl. Hoo, 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 hoo. Lots of oohs there. Hoo, 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 hoo. He can sound like an owl. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Let's rub it off. Mr. Brown can do it. How about... Where's the picture for ooh? It's the O-U and Sam's tail is still on the page. How about you? Ooh. Let's have a look at the next page. He can sound like the rain. Dibble, 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 dop. I didn't hear any oohs there. Dibble, 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 dop, 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 dop. I think they wanted us to say it louder there because look, the writing was a bit bigger. He can sound like a clock. He can tick. He can tick. can sound like a clock. He can tick. He can tock. Where's the picture for the k? T-ick. It's the CK. And look, it's the same one in clock. So we've got the CK for the picture for k. K. T-ick. And the same one there. I can talk. Same one there. But look, the I makes that one into a tick. And the O makes that one into a tock. Tick tock. He can sound like a hand on a door. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. And here, what's the picture for the N? It's the KN. Knock. So when we do pictures of sounds, it could be one letter, it could be two letters. And that's where you look at your clouds and see if you've discovered a new one. Look at this, what's happening? Boom, boom, boom. Mr. Brown is a wonder. Boom, boom, boom. Mr. Brown makes thunder. And there's a picture for thunder. Any oohs in there? Boom. Just an ooh in there, isn't it? Ba-oom, ba-oom, ba-oom. Mr. Brown is a wonder. No, there's no oohs in there. Ba-oom, ba-oom, ba-oom. Mr. Brown makes thunder. No ooh in there. He makes, oh, that's a blue level sound, big sandwich. Aches. Aches. He makes lightning. Splat, splat, splat. And it's very, very hard to make a noise like that. Oh, I think you could do it, especially if you're out in the rain. Splat, splat, splat. So are there any oohs in there? He makes lightning. You're right there, Sam. You comfy enough. He makes lightning, splat, splat, splat. And it's very hard to make a noise like that. Nope, no oohs in there. Let's see if there's another ooh in here. Mr. Brown can... very soft, very high. Like the soft, soft whisper of a butterfly. Maybe you, ooh, there's an ooh, can too. Maybe you can too. I think you ought to try. So the oohs were you and to. I think you ought to try. And there's two different twos there. This one is also. Maybe you can try too. It's like another word for also. I think you ought to try. Oh, the wonderful sounds Mr. Brown can do. There's the ooh. Why don't you try to do them too? Oh my goodness, who can tell me how many oohs there are in that bit? Oh, like that juicy bit. Do. Do. So it's an O. Why? You. So it's the O-U. Do. To do. So look, these look a little bit similar, don't they? We've got a t, and then that one's a to do. But when we actually say it, do we say to do? If you do, then you do use an ooh. Gosh, that's a lot of oohs. If you said, oh, the wonderful sounds Mr. Brown can do, why don't you try to do them too? Then we do say it like that. You have to think, how do I say it? Because often when we're actually talking, we change it slightly. So you might say that as to too, but then listen to me when I say it, and then you say it. See if you do if you change it. See if you actually do say to. Oh, the wonderful sounds Mr. Brown can do. Why don't you try to do them too? It kind of sounds like I'm going to, doesn't it? That's what you need to think about all the time. How do I change things when I talk? But you do need to know when you look at that to, but then how you actually say it might be slightly different. Turn the page and let's review. Oh, review. Oh my goodness, there's another ooh. I missed it. Look at those little goldfish. How many goldfishes are there? To-oo, which is the oo in two, in a number two. Let's have a look. To-oo. But I bet you won't find that in your oo cloud. Do you know why? Because that's the only word in the whole of the English language that has a W-O for the oo sound. So we don't put it in the cloud.
You need to find more than one word with the sound pick in it for it to go inside the cloud. So you just write it on the outside if you find one and you're waiting to look for another.
And then we turn over and it's the end. It's a simple, silly, sturdy books for babies of all. Babies? Sam, we're not babies, are we? Why does it say babies? We're not babies. No, we're not, are we? Say no. People who wrote this lovely Dr. Seuss book, this isn't for babies. This is for anybody. Mr. Brown, Can You Moo Can You by Dr. Seuss. So he's the one who actually wrote the story. Dr. Seuss, Book of Wonderful Noises. So then after we've looked at it, you might read it on your own. And then you might, and if you come to a word you're not sure of or you can't remember from when we read it before, if you come to a word like wonderful, you would ask the person, ask the grown-up with you, what's that word? And then you would work out, okay, so if that's the word wonderful, what can I hear? Duck hands. W-a-n-d-a-f-o-o. Wonderful. And then you would think about the lines, the speech sound lines. Whoops. W-a-n-d-a-f-o-o. And then you would think about w-a-n-d-a-f-o-o. And then you would think about, okay, so I know there's the sounds. I've used my duck hands on my lines. Which letters go? Which letters map on here? And then you would see if you've learnt anything new. Let me see. W-a. You might not have thought that could be an a. W-a-n-d. And you might not have thought that that could be an as well. W-a-n-d-a. Or. Oh. You might not have thought before about that being an or. So we're constantly investigating. So we read it, we concentrate, we think about what the story's all about, of course, but we're also code mapping to see if we can learn something new so that we can read even more books. You might have a focus on this book as the oo, just because at the beginning it said moo. So you might then go through the whole book and record all of the pictures for oo that were in this book. You'll look at the clouds and see if you discovered any new ones. And have a look at the clouds and see if there are any more pictures for oo that Dr. Seuss didn't use. Your oos. Oh, there's another oo. Oos are everywhere. Aren't they, Sam? Aren't they, Sammy? Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Oh, say bye. You going to give me a high five? High five? High five, that's a high kiss. All right. So from Sam and Miss Emma, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Hold on, not so fast. What I want you to do is watch the video and remember the order of things that Bessie the speech sound cow is doing. Now some of you will just do this by memory and just say it, but some of you will then write it down. So I've given you some word prompts. These are the ones I'd like you to use. And I've also coded the words so you can see the speech sound pics. Have fun!